So let me ask you, are you an animal? Okay, you're probably asking what kind of video you just clicked on, but let me explain what I mean by this. So, I've read very extensively this book, Principles by Ray Dalio. I've been reading it for months now at this point, but I've kept reading it like on and off a little bit, so I haven't fully finished it yet, unfortunately, but I've gotten like basically all the main points that I should be getting from reading from it at this point, because I'm so close to the end of it. And here's one of the biggest things that he mentions in that book that I just was thinking about today. So he was basically saying animals live just in the moment. You know, dogs, cats, anything, they just want to be as good as they can be right now. They want to feel good, they want to be cared for, they want to be fed and feel nice, feel comfortable. They'll perform on their basis instincts if they need to. If they need to attack, they'll attack. If they need to destroy something, they'll destroy something. They're an animal. They can't really think for themselves at all. But the crazy thing is, humans also can be that way. Humans have a lot in common with animals in that humans can also just live in the moment and can just do what feels right now rather than thinking ahead. And you're probably following along with this, probably makes a lot of sense to you. You're probably thinking, again, what's my point with all this? But here's what I mean to say is, Ray Dalio says in the book, all of us have a higher level you and a lower level you in our brain. So we have the higher level you, the logical part of your brain, the left side of your brain. It's thinking about, what is the best thing we can be doing for the long-term goals? What is the most productive thing to be doing right now? Then you have the lower level you, as he calls it. This is the animal part of your brain. Is thinking, what's the most enjoyable activity I could be doing right now? What can I do that'll bring me this most instant satisfaction, whether that's yelling at someone when I get into an argument, or just eating bad foods and bad stuff, just pursuing mindless entertainment. That's the lower level you in action to an extreme degree, basically. And here's the most interesting thing. All of us believe we should, be managing the higher level you and the lower level you, so we can have a healthy balance of both. But Ray Dalio puts it like this: rather than doing that, you should be focusing almost exclusively on the higher level you. You should live your life focusing on the logical part of your brain rather than the emotional lower level you part. And this honestly makes so much sense when you think about it. Like, just think about it for a moment. Like, every war, every conflict, every bad thing in humanity has been started because people were not thinking logically and rather thinking emotionally. They think, I hate this thing, or I am scared of this thing and we need to destroy it, or this thing just makes me feel uncomfortable and I don't like it. When people actually think about what's the most beneficial thing long term and what's most useful to society, they're not thinking about destroying stuff and causing chaos and destruction. They're thinking about how they can be the best themselves and constantly improve. And all the tenets of self-improvement. So that's what I think you should think about today. How can you maximize the higher level part of you and maximize the logical part of your brain, the thing that separates you from the animals, and not focus so much on the lower level you? This is something every person needs to do, and how effectively they can do it really affects how successful their life will be in the long term. I'd highly recommend everyone to read Principles by Ray Dalio if you haven't already. Great book, fantastic book overall. I like to provide an example from my own life in all these videos to kind of bring home the point I'm trying to make. So I'll provide an example from something that happened just today. So I'm in the student government at my college, as well as the debate team, as I discussed in my previous two videos. And today for student government, they were having this basically compass group style meeting where they brought together a bunch of freshmen to discuss a few important issues, to figure out what is important to the freshmen, what things can be improved for the university, all that. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, man, I really don't want to do this right now. I don't feel like having to spend an hour of my day to do this. I just want to go home because I live off campus. So just, why do I have to be doing this? But I just thought, that's the lower level part of me talking. I need to be focusing on the higher level part, the logical part of my brain. And the logical part of my brain says, this would be a useful use of my time. I would gain a decent amount from this, and I did. It was a very good use of my time. I did decide to go to it because I had this reasoning in my mind. So Think about that in your own life. Think about when this can apply when you're making decisions. And yeah, just read Principles by Ray Dalio. It's a great book. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to let us know what you think of this in the comments. Do you emphasize the higher or the lower level part of your brain more often? Anyways, this has been Jimmy, signing off.